Right, this is a very quick walk around video, and this is for a Lexus IS 250 SEL. As you can see here, some lovely plates, R7 JCC, and that comes with the car. It's a 2008 car, and with just 24,000 miles on the clock, and is in very nice condition. The front of the car is very clean. It is a 10-year-old car, I will say that straight away, so it will show the odd mark externally, and very few and far between. It is still a very clean car, but I'm not going to pretend it's a new car, I never do. But it's a very clean one. So come around the front here. Front alloy generally very good. You've just got a bit of curving right on just one tiny bit of the wheel there. Panel work down this near side is extraordinarily clean. It's lovely clean in the panel work. No indentations, no dimple dents, nothing at all. Rear alloy, again, can't see any obvious marks in there at all. Come around the back of the vehicle, obviously colour coded front and rear parking sensors on the SEL models to complement the rear parking camera. All been kept absolutely beautifully. And offside of the vehicle, panel works just clean and crisp there. There's a few little touch-ins been done by the last owner, which again you'd expect for a car this age and mileage, but they are there. And panel works on this side, really clean. Fine alloy again, very good. Just a tiny bit of pickling coming through, tiniest bit of curbing, but considering the wheels are completely original, now 10 years old, they are very good indeed. It's the car externally again, certainly the mileage, at the age of the car, is in very good condition. Coming into the boot area, all in fabulous condition, very well finished of course. Just to show you, it does have its original little pouch there with all the original Lexus tools fitted and still with the vehicle. Near side rear door card looks absolutely as new. The whole of the interior is in absolutely beautiful condition. This really does look as new. Offside rear door card again, as with the near side one, completely unmarked. Full set of original Lexus mats, as I said in the following road test video, they were actually covered up by mats to keep them as pristine as they are. Front passenger door card, as with the other one, all of them in beautiful condition. Electric memory settings there. Footwell area again just looks factory fresh. You can actually still see bits of the original plastic there from when it came out of the factory. So nice it's been kept. Needless to say, the front passenger seat there looks absolutely brand new. Incredible. Driver's door card again, all just been beautifully kept. Footwell area again with the mat looking absolutely as new. And driver's seat, just scarcely able to believe this car's 10 years old when you look inside it. Certainly is absolutely stunning. The colours on the video don't do the interior justice, in all honesty. So sat inside the car now, just to pan around the dashboard for you. It really does look as though you're sat in a brand new car here. Multimedia pack option, big option on the car. Sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. If we pop the car into reverse, parking camera is working exactly as it should as well. Part of the multimedia is this Mark Levinson stereo, again all working beautifully. So I'll just put the lever back a second there, so you just can see the heated and cooled seats on there, all working exactly as they should, of course. All the interior, just, I said, it's a real credit to its owners. It really is, having kept this car. It's absolutely wonderful. Come across the instrumentation pinnacle, there you see it, 24,755 miles. No warning lights on a vehicle at all. Steering wheel looks, feels as new in hand as well. Really is quite an extraordinary car, this one. Just quickly show you, do have the original owner's manual pack. For some reason I put it upside down. The lock and wheel nut set as well is here and present with the car. So finally, just under the engine bay here, beautifully presented by Lexus. Wonderful engines, cam chain, no cam belts on them, so nothing to worry about there. Just such low mileage, it's hardly even running at this stage. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus IS 250, and it's the SEL model, top of the range car. Car's registered R7 JCC. As you know from the previous video, that plate will be staying with the vehicle, which is a lovely touch. And the mileage is absolutely amazing, 24,748 miles. Reason for the road tests, as I say in all of our videos, is so customers get to see the very cars they're seeing in the advert actually in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. It's the whole point of the video. We know ourselves how frustrating it is to go and see cars when there's an issue with them, which you clearly should have been told about before setting off, so hence that's why we do it. It's also done on exactly the same quiet country roads just outside our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive. Obviously, as you know from the advert of the vehicle, this is an exceptional car. I mean, the service history is absolutely amazing. Wasn't really due a service, but we've serviced it literally just before this road test. Did a full pre-delivery inspection and safety check of the vehicle, and absolutely nothing needed attending to. I think one tyre needed about £1 of air put into it, but next to nothing. Even the tyres, again, as you know from the walk around video, lovely sign of ownership is to see the same make, high quality tyres fitted to a car. It just means that they're not penny pinching. So starting with the engine and the gearbox, engine starts first push of the button, very smooth idle, very even. It pulls absolutely beautifully, as you'd expect with such a lovely low mileage on the car. It's safe to say it's not probably truly run in yet, but it is crisp, it sounds absolutely beautiful. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And the temperature gauge is running at just under a half, which is exactly where it should be on a Lexus car of this type. Engine then feeds through into the Lexus automatic gearbox, 6 speeds, absolutely smooth as silk. It really is a wonderful, wonderful gearbox, perfectly matched to the engine, absolutely seamless in operation. And in terms of the things I'm looking for on road test, I can't detect an ounce of wear in it. There's no thumps into gear. You should always do, as I always say, when the oil's nice and warm, a sort of static test where you just pop it into gear from stationary and then back into reverse. Just see if there's any kind of delays in engagement or any sort of thumps. There shouldn't be. It should be absolutely smooth. You should just about feel it engage, of course, but beyond that, no, it should be fine. And this one is absolutely perfect. It's not always a case that sort of automatics and engines sort of match as well as these do. I mean, it would have been tempting, no doubt, for Lexus to put a smaller engine in the cars. Is the way these days. But the engine suits the gearbox perfectly. It's got the right amount of power, absolutely enough. It's quick. It's a very quick car, but it's docile, it's smooth, and it's unbelievably refined. Knocks spots off anything else in its class in terms of refinement. It really does. It's a wonderful, wonderful unit, and it just sounds so nice as well. That's the beauty of it. But in terms of the powertrain in the vehicle, absolutely perfect, spot on. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all at any speeds up to the legal limit. It feels tight, taut in hand, crisp, responds beautifully as they always do on these cars. Obviously being rear wheel drive helps because you've got no drive shafts on the front, sort of polluting the kind of the feedback or the feel on the steering, of course. But the point of videos pick up on any kind of obvious sort of signs of wear, and that sometimes comes across as the steering feels a bit vaguer than it is, or a little bit looser in the hand, but it just feels as with the rest of the car, it just feels as new to drive. It really does. Same goes for the suspension of the vehicle. Beautifully judged, well matched the steering of the car, rides fantastically well. It's very smooth, but it's also got a very well damped feel to it as well. It really is because all suspension ultimately is about compromise, and also it's got to be honest. You've got to be honest with you. It's all about what you want as an individual. It's very, very subjective. So one car magazine might say it's too soft, one might say it's too hard. But that goes with all cars. But I personally think they've struck a really lovely balance with the car. It's very, very comfortable. Very quiet riding as well. There's very little noise comes back up through the chassis of the vehicle when you go over the bumps. But what it's got an agility to it. It's got this, it's dynamic enough to be, fun's probably not quite the right word, but it's agile. It really is. So you go through sweeping bends, put a smile on your face. And if you want out and out sports, you clearly would still buy a 3 Series BMW. There's no two ways about it. But a 3 Series BMW, in all honesty, isn't going to drive as smoothly as this one over all road surfaces. And for the few seconds of pleasure you gain from driving quickly, the rest of the time you're not. So that's why I personally like the balance that Lexus came up with this car. It's certainly more agile than say a C-Class or an A4 in my personal experience of them. But that's, as I said, it is subjective, and I know that. At the legal limit now, just checking the cruise control, absolutely perfect. Very, very, very quiet in here, of course. What I'm listening out for is just signs of if a seal's gone in the windscreen or door, which would allow wind whistle to come into the vehicle. But there's absolutely nothing at all. It's very, very, very quiet. So just going to give the brakes a bit of a thump. Yeah, lovely brake pedal. I mean, they looked great when we did the PDI. Loads of pad. Discs were really good. And the brakes feel solid underfoot. There's no pulsing. There's no vibrations coming back through. And when you hit the brake pedal, the nose goes down straight and true, which is as it should be. Coming into the inside of the vehicle, crikey me, I mean, as you'll know from the walk around video, which hopefully will come in due course, I mean, it literally looks like brand new in here. It's in absolutely amazing condition. But what videos can't get across, in all honesty, is just the build quality. I mean, it's just astonishingly well made. There's not a murmur, a creak, a buzz from the trim. It feels rock solid. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to sit and drive a car. The fact that it's quiet as well means that you can, because obviously this SEL got the multimedia pack all working beautifully, as you can see there, with the sat nav and the rear camera. The Mark Levinson stereo is fantastic, so if you love your music, you'll absolutely adore that system. It also means that because it's quiet, you haven't got the wind noise and road noise and engine noise battling with the stereo, so you can get the full benefit from it. But just a grand place to sit. The dials in front are classy, they're simple, they're legible, they're easy to assimilate information. It's all there and all working perfectly. Everything I've pressed, heated seats, cooled seats, electric shade, wing mirrors, electric adjustment, all working absolutely perfectly. But it is a time warp car. I'm just sat in a car that feels as though it's just, certainly within a few months, has just rolled off the production line from Lexus. It's a truly astonishing vehicle, and as I said, whoever is genuinely lucky enough to get this car will be inheriting a very, very well looked after car. I mean, so much so that the mats that are in the vehicle, which look brand new, they're not. They're the age of the car, but the gentleman had placed mats over the mats to keep them clean and tidy, and it's just a sign of wonderful fussy ownership, which is what I love to see on used cars. As I always say, if I've missed anything on the video, obviously don't hesitate, please do contact us and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about this particular car.